We will now call to order the action session for Indianapolis Public Schools Board of School Commissioners for Thursday, August 27, 2015. If you would please stand and recite the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Secretary Eccles, will you please call the roll?
Commissioner Bentley?
Here.
Commissioner Cosby?
Here.
Commissioner Eccles, present. Commissioner Sullivan?
Here.
Commissioner Odle?
Present.
And President Arnold?
Here. We will now adopt the agenda for the evening. The agenda was discussed at our agenda review session on Tuesday and reflects any changes requested by commissioners. After discussion at executive session, items for the sale of real estate and regarding collective bargaining have been added to tonight's agenda. Also, the strategic plan will be presented at tonight's meeting. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second. Been moved and seconded. Comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Having adopted the agenda, we will now proceed to section 2. If there's any groups in the audience that would like to be recognized, if you would stand and introduce yourself and tell us what group you are representing.
I am Rosalind Cornett, IEA President, representing the Barton.
Any other groups that care to be recognized? Okay, seeing none. Thank you for joining us this evening. We will now hear from commissioners. Does any commissioner wish to offer comments at this time? Commissioner Cosby?
I'd just like to say that this evening we have quite the agenda, and it's nights like this that make me proud and excited to be a part of Team IPS. Particularly happy and excited about the IEA agreement that's forthcoming this evening. As an educator that's been on the board for a few years, that's been a concern of mine, and I'm glad to see forward progress. Thank you.
Commissioner Bentley?
This is our first action session since school started, right? So it's a little late, but welcome back, everybody. And tonight is going to be a great night.
Any other comments? We will now move into the public comment portion of our meeting. We have one person signed up for public comment this evening. These comments will be received during new business when item 9.5 comes before the board for action. We will now vote to approve all items on the consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Sorry.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve all the items on the consent agenda. Comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Review of the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We'll move into the treasurer's report.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the treasurer's report. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We will now move into section 6, superintendent reports. And I will turn the agenda over to Dr. Farabee.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, Commissioners. At our agenda review session, we presented 5 items, items 6.01 through 6.05, as reports from the superintendent, which includes an update on our US 2020 partnership with the Tech Point Foundation, Elevate Indianapolis, our innovation schools, which include the enrollment information and also a presentation on Global Prep Academy, preschool enrollment, and our technology refresh plan. The administration is happy to entertain any comments or questions on these items, should there be any at this time.
Move approval of the superintendent's recommendations in section 6.
Does it require action?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I think they're
Okay.
just
They're
information.
just
Yep,
reports.
all information item.
Yeah.
So the next section is item 7. Turn it back over to Madam President at this time for item 7.01.
Following the resignation of Commissioner Hannon earlier this month, the board had the responsibility of filling the vacancy by appointment. Following a process for receiving and reviewing candidates to appoint to the District 1 vacancy, the board interviewed 3 candidates last evening in a public meeting. All 3 were exceptional candidates, each of whom would have represented the students and families of District 1 very well. We have a tough decision on the board tonight, but we have to select one to fill the vacancy and fulfill the duties of the board. We will vote this evening on the appointment, but the candidate will not be officially sworn in until our next scheduled meeting, which is a work session on September 15th. A candidate must receive 4 votes in order to be selected. With that, we will now vote alphabetically. Madam Secretary, will you please call the roll and record the vote?
President Arnold,
Michael Connor,
Commissioner Bentley,
Mike O'Connor,
Commissioner Cosby,
Karen Celestino Horseman.
Eccles, Karen Celestino Horstman, Odom,
Michael O'Connor.
and Commissioner Sullivan.
Michael O'Connor.
thank you. I'm happy to welcome Michael Connor to the Board of School Commissioners and look forward to working with him over the next year and a half as we continue to move forward with our very aggressive agenda. We will now move into unfinished business. We have 2 policies that were presented at Tuesday's agenda review session. These policies must lay on the table for 30 days prior to formal action by the board. Are there any questions or comments on either policy presented in items 8.01 or 8.02? Hearing none, I will now turn the agenda over to Dr. Farabee for new business.
Thank you again, Madam President. The next section for new business is section 9. The first item in section 9 is item 9.01, which is a proposed agreement with Alasse Academy to provide nutrition services. Again, we're pleased to continue our partnership with Alasse Academy and also to open this school year as an innovation school in IPS. We request that the Board of Commissioners approve this agreement as presented.
Do I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the recommendation as presented. Comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
The next item is item 9.02. The district again also has a partnership with Goodwill Indianapolis, which supports Indianapolis Metropolitan High School. We ask that the Board of School Commissioners approve the transportation agreement for the district to provide services for Indianapolis Metropolitan High School.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this recommendation. Comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
The next agenda item is item 9.03, which is a request to surplus property for School 78. We ask that Commissioners approve the recommendation as presented.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this recommendation. Comments or questions? Commissioner Sullivan?
Madam President, I'd like to be recused from this vote.
Any other comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
1, yes.
Next agenda item is item 9.04. It has been an honor to collaborate with the Indianapolis Education Association to bring forth this collective bargaining agreement. Commissioners, this bargaining agreement represents hours and days of work to ensure that we're competitively compensating our teachers. I want to personally thank the leadership of the Indianapolis Education Association under Ms. Rhonda Lynn Cornett's leadership, and also our partnership with the ISTA, and more specifically Ann Wilkins. We're extremely pleased to present this two-year agreement, which represent our commitment to continue to compensate our employees as high as possible. My pleasure to present to the Board of School Commissioners the collective bargaining agreement with Indianapolis Public Schools and the Indianapolis Education Association.
So
Have a
moved.
motion?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Comments or questions? Commissioner Bentley?
I have just not been able to hold in my excitement today. I think that, I just can't be more excited and proud. Many of us campaigned last year on the need to pay our teachers more money, and 8 months later, that's what we're doing. No one should have ever gone 5 years without a raise. It was the wrong thing to do. It was bad for the district, and it was bad for our teachers. And I'm so excited about, 8 months later, and here we are, and we're getting things done. And this was a priority for many of us, or all of us, actually. It's a significant step in the right direction. Do I think our teachers are getting paid what they should be getting paid? No, but I think that this is a huge, huge step. And again, thanks to Dr. Farabee and the IPS bargaining team, as well as the IEA bargaining team. This is an amazing day, and it's incredibly significant, probably one of the most significant votes I've ever made in my time on the IPS board.
Comment?
Ditto.
Well said. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I'm quite sure we could do a little bit more celebrating. We'll save that for later.
Where's the champagne?
The next item is also one that I proudly present to the Board of School Commissioners. It's item 9.05, which is our strategic plan core contents. We ask, Madam President, that you would lead the resolution on this agenda item. But again, this is one that we've had tremendous community input, involvement, starting from the listening tour to focus groups to data analysis and the work of our committees. This is an amazing vision for a transformation for Indianapolis Public Schools, and I'm proud again to present to the Board of School Commissioners.
And I do believe we have a speaker that would like to speak to this issue, Evelyn Barrueto.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn Allen. I'm a Stand for Parent, Stand for Children, parent and leader. Today I will be translating on behalf of Ms. Evelyn Barreto.
Thank you. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Evelyn Barrueto y soy miembro líder de Stand for Children Indiana y madre de 3 estudiantes de la Escuela 88.
Good evening. I am a Stand for Children Indiana parent leader, Evelyn Barreto, and I'm the mother of 3 IPS students, 88, at School 88.
Agradezco al Dr. Ferby y a la Junta Directiva por invitar a los padres y a los miembros de la comunidad para tener voz en la creación del plan estratégico que se discutirá esta noche.
I want to thank Dr. Farabee and the board for inviting parents and other members of the community to have a voice in creating in the creation of the strategic plan that will be discussed tonight.
Soy uno de los miembros del comité que trabajó en la creación de la serie de recomendaciones para el plan de IPS Cada Niño, Cada Barrio, y también soy uno de los padres que entregó 1000 firmas en apoyo de esas recomendaciones al Dr. Ferby y a varios miembros de la Junta.
I was a member of the Stand for Children Indiana committee that created the series of recommendations for the IPS plan contained in our Every Child, Every Neighborhood plan. I was also one of the parents who delivered the 1,000 signatures in support of the recommendation to Dr. Farabee and the several board members.
Estamos muy contentos de ver que en el plan se centra el establecimiento de una verdadera autonomía en la escuela, un sistema de inscripción unificado y la expansión de las escuelas de innovación.
We are pleased to see the plan focus on establish true autonomy, and unified enrollment systems and expansion of the innovation schools.
Sin embargo, sostenemos que se debe incluir en el plan cómo ayudar al distrito a crear su propia cartera de maestros. Estamos en una escasez de maestros y esto debe ser una prioridad para evitar futuras vacantes. Esperamos que el distrito se comprometa a seguir buscando soluciones a largo plazo para atraer y retener a los profesores que no son aumentados de sueldo.
However, we think more should be included in the plan to help the district grow its own pipeline of teachers. We are in the middle of a teacher shortage, and this must be a strong priority to avoid future vacancies. We hope the district commits to continuing to seek long-term solutions that attract and retain teachers other than pay raises.
Sé que fue un plan difícil de armar y quiero darles las gracias por su arduo trabajo y asegurarse de que los padres seamos escuchados. Gracias.
I know this was a difficult plan to put together, and I want to thank you for your hard work and for making sure the parents were heard. Thank you.
I will now read resolution number 7669, dated August 27th, 2015. Acknowledgement and support of the IPS strategic plan. Whereas the administration has conducted a comprehensive strategic planning process beginning in January 2015, and whereas the administration identified 3 goal areas to guide plan development, specifically teaching and learning, family and community, and efficient operations, and whereas the administration convened and facilitated diverse stakeholder committees for each focus area to draft aligned goals, strategies, objectives, and success indicators, and whereas the work of the committees was guided by the board's core commitments and beliefs, and commissioners were actively engaged in the committee drafting process, and whereas the work product of the committees was synthesized by the administration, aligned to the board's core commitments and beliefs, and vetted by students, parents, school leaders, central services staff, community organizations, advocacy groups, business advisory councils, and the Board of School Commissioners. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of School Commissioners of the City of Indianapolis hereby acknowledge and appreciate the administration's deliberate and comprehensive efforts to engage the community in the plan drafting process to ensure stakeholder ownership of the plan, and therefore be it further resolved that the board hereby supports the strategic guidance contained in the plan and efforts to communicate and implement actionable strategies contained therein. The foregoing resolution number 7669 will be voted on by the Board of School Commissioners the 27th day of August 2015. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Comments? Commissioner Odle?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody who participated and commend the administration for getting us this far. And just comment that, you know, strategic plan is not, you know, a static document. It's a living document. It will continue to be updated and improved upon, and we'll continue to take input for the community as we implement those things that are in this plan, and we'll add to it as we need to keep moving IPS forward.
Commissioner Bentley?
You know, back in March, the board unveiled a bold statement for of core commitments and beliefs, you know, focused on great teaching, decentralization and autonomy, ensuring funding equity, making sure we have great schools in every neighborhood, and significantly changing the role of the central office And 6 months later, Dr. Farabee hands us a strategic plan that focuses on all of those things. And so it's very exciting. I want to thank Dr. Farabee and his team, the volunteers on the committees. It was a lot of work. I think as Commissioner Odell says, it is a living document, so we'll be able to tweak and add and those kinds of things. I mean, nothing's static. But again, I mean, this is an exciting, and very bold strategic plan, and I look forward to 3 years from now.
Commissioner Sullivan?
Thank you. Yes, I'd just like to add my thanks to everyone associated with this plan, but I'd like to give a special shout out to the staff that worked most closely with actually assembling the parts and pieces and working many late nights, long weekends, lots of hours. This didn't come together without a lot of hard work. So very much appreciate all of that work. And would like to also assure the parents who spoke this evening that teacher talent is front and center on our agenda. And we have a lot of different strategies. They will come into the plan and you'll see them fleshed out in more detail as we move forward. So thank you for coming tonight.
I would just like to also thank all of those that participated in the process, and really it started in January. This board came together as soon as they were sworn in January, the new members, and we worked diligently on creating our core beliefs that, as Commissioner Bentley said, focused on autonomy, strong leaders in every school, efficient operations, pushing dollars down to schools, and I'm pleased that all of the core beliefs that we were really strong about are all focused in this plan. And it really does demonstrate how the board in its governance role and the administration and their management role can work together to create something like this that will lead our district for the next 3 years. So thank you very much. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We'll now move to superintendent comments.
Thank you, Madam President. My comments this evening simply are around gratitude and appreciation. We are very grateful for the time and energy of our stakeholders who participated in our committees, those who came out to our strategic plan sessions, and we're extremely pleased with the product that we have today. And again, we'd also like to thank staff for the development of our strategic plan. Like any strategic plan, it will help not only create the vision and how we'll measure success for the district, but this is an opportunity to also guide how we will allocate our time, our resources, and our talent. Also very grateful for the leadership, again, of the Indianapolis Education Association and the team helping come forth with the bargaining agreement that we have today. It is a step in the right direction, but we know we have more work to do, and we'll continue to celebrate the work of all of our teachers. And finally, to the Board of School Commissioners, I want to personally thank you individually and collectively as a team for the opportunity to serve Indianapolis Public Schools as superintendent, but also for your leadership and guidance. All of this work that we did around the strategic plan and compensation started with your leadership and our core commitments and beliefs. We would not be here today at this point without your support and leadership. So again, I'm grateful for the opportunity and appreciate your leadership. This concludes my comments for the evening.
Hearing no other, Commissioner
I know I'm
Bentley?
going off script, but we never had an opportunity to sort of talk about the appointment. And I just wanted to just, really quickly say we had some amazing candidates for our open seat on the board, and it was a very, very difficult decision. And any one of those people have been great additions to this board, and I hope that those that did not get chosen will continue to stay engaged in the district and, possibly consider, running for election to the school board. But, you know, we should be happy, and we're so happy and lucky, I think, in our district that we had some very smart, successful, committed individuals that threw their hat into the ring, and I'm just, you know, did my heart proud, I think. And so I want to wish everyone luck, and that's all I have to say on that one.
Now, I would just like to echo your comments. It was a great group of candidates, and personally, I can feel for them. I was appointed twice to this board through that process in previous experiences, and one time I applied and was not selected. So I know the pain of not being selected and what that feels like. And I was also on the board at a time that we had to fill a seat when we had a board member leave previously. So again, I would just like to thank those candidates for taking the time and caring about our children and being passionate about our students in our district. Hearing no other business, we will be adjourned, and our next meeting will be a work session on Tuesday, September 15th at 6 o'clock in this room. Here, Sam.
You know, the thing of it is, you said September 15th, you won't be here.